Hey y'all. So we're going to be taking a look at your upcoming Maben season, but before we do, a couple of announcements. So first of all, I got a treat for you guys. So I developed a quiz to help you determine what your strongest clairs are. So your clairs are your intuitive abilities in terms of clairvoyance, how you see intuitive information, clairsentience, how you feel intuitive information, and so on and so forth. So if you are curious to see what your strongest clairs are, and then get a little bit of information about how to strengthen them further, develop your other clairs, and then also some information on what my strongest clairs are and exactly how I use them to read on the channel, go get your free quiz. The link is in the description box below, and then let me know your results. I really love to see and hear like what you guys' results are. I love talking clairs all day long, so that link is in the description box below. Secondly, I reopened availability for personal readings. I sold out of the first round that I opened up a couple weeks ago, so I put some more availability up, and once those go, I'm gonna have to shut it down, and then hopefully I'll be able to do it again sometime in the future, but I never quite know when. So I love connecting with you guys personally, so if you guys want to sign up for a personal reading, that also, you guessed it, is a link in the description box below. I look forward to connecting with you. So those are the announcements. Now on to the meat. So we're going into Maben season, right? So Maben is a beautiful time as the wheel turns, where we're going into the autumnal equinox here in the northern hemisphere. Flip it for the southern, of course. But in the northern hemisphere, this is when we have equal times of day and night, right? So think about the justice key on the tarot, right? We are moving from Virgo season into Libra season. Libras are the justice key. It's about the scales. It's about balance, right? Which brings it back to that idea of the autumnal equinox and how we begin our descent into the dark time of year. So there's going to be a lot of themes of this time of year in these readings is what does balance look like for us? What is our relationship to the dark time of year? What is our relationship to the unknown and all of the aspects of the things that we can and can't see within the moonlight and the sunlight and all of those aspects of what duality and balance and dark and light brings up for us in our day-to-day and also our spiritual experiences as well. Because as we move forward in the wheel of the year, after that, we have my favorite time, Samhain, aka Halloween, and then we're moving forward further and further into the dark times. Samhain is also the beginning of the new year in the pagan world, my world. So it's a really beautiful time where this is, beginning with Maben. It's a lot to be excited for. It's a lot to look forward to, and also I find it's a really beautiful opportunity for us to take a really healthy inventory of how we're doing, right? We're going into the last quarter of the year. How are we doing? How have we achieved balance? How are we feeling, right? How can we adjust our equilibrium or just observe our equilibrium, right? And move forward with an energy that feels balanced and grounded and inspired through the rest of the year, right? It's kind of like a, like a last call for the last quarter of the year before we're going into January and we're in a new numerical year. So it's a beautiful opportunity to really take stock and really ask those questions and really consider our relationship to what is seen and unseen. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at your upcoming Maben season. Hey Taurus, how y'all doing? Let's go ahead and take a look at your upcoming Maben season here. I will say, in terms of the vibe energy that I'm getting, think Lilith. Think Lilith, Lilith, Lilith. Lilith is a beautiful goddess energy that is all about not just the pleasure, but the power of embracing our shadows and our dark side and all of the aspects of life that feel good within a constructive lens, of course, but in terms of like feeling good, mind, body, soul, with an emphasis on the body and the physical pleasures of life. Now, as a Taurus, this is right up your alley. This is brilliant for you because you guys have an innate appreciation for the, physical aspects of life, right? It's about the environment, comfort, beauty, the aesthetics of it all, music, all of those things, right? You can appreciate all of those things. And Lilith goes, let's take it a little step further and maybe even investigate more thoroughly what truly brings you pleasure in your life, but also just for you. What is just for you? Let's go ahead and see what your animal energy is. Oh, yes. So here we have the dolphin, really, really brilliant here. So this is really good on several different levels because first of all, I like that it's a nice, light, playful energy and it's kind of balancing that, Lilith kind of like darkness. And by darkness, I do not mean like, ooh, it's dark and scary. I mean like, we're looking at Maben, right? The autumnal equinox time where it's equal parts light and day. Did I say light and day? Night and day. And we have the dolphin, which is a light energy. I mean, we have Lilith, which I feel like is coming in and representing the, the move, the descent, the nice leisurely walk into the dark time of year. Now, dolphin equates to the Ace of Cups in the Tarot, which is a really beautiful energy about self-love, self-nurturing, intuition, psychic ability. And it's also about, because it's got a Six of Cups element to it as well, which ties it to inner child, right? Which is also kind of holding hands with Lilith a little bit, because a lot of the times what exists within our shadow framework does stem from our childhood, honey, and things that we have repressed or maybe not looked at, or aspects of ourselves that were born in childhood that we've carried on into our adulthood that maybe sometimes we're aware of and sometimes not, right? So that Six of Cups here, that aspect of it as well, it says, well, if we bring this into the light and look at it from a context where everything is out in the open, we're able to work with those inner child aspects of us, right, in a way that is healthy and intentional, as opposed to it working on us, we are working with it, right, co-creatively. It's about being in that big awareness that allows you greater optionality, choices, and where you're making decisions from a place of mindful intention, as opposed to acting from, the dark repression of your subconscious, right? It's that kind of energy, Taurus. You're like, oh, okay, we're going there. Okay, let's go there. But yeah, dolphin, this is a light, happy, joyful energy. And I really like that that's coming up for you in this way. Also being an earth sign, whenever there's water coming up for you, that's a natural nurturer, right? Because as earth signs, you are able to, take and absorb that water, absorb those feelings, absorb those love, and then ground them, right? Which is really beautiful. All right. Libra ended on the same key. Interesting. Okay. Woo! Look at all this realness. So first you got a major arcana here with the Devil key. So this is Capricorn energy, right? Which is a fellow earth sign. The Devil is very much about restriction, fear. It's funny because I saw a snake. So Lilith's animal, one of her main power animals, is the serpent. And then we have that's how she came through in the meditation for you guys. And then we have the serpent here as well, which is really nice. Lilith coming up here to say hello. So the Devil energy is about restriction, fear. It's about how we keep ourselves small, making fear-based choices as opposed to love-based choices. But what's interesting about this as well is that Capricorn and the Devil energy is also about the physically tangible aspects of life. Finances, home, our physical bodies, everything that we can see, touch, feel. And if you think about the Devil energy and we're talking about Lilith, there is that aspect of like, ooh, pleasure, ooh, like it's, ooh, how much is too much? And oh, is that a bit cheeky? Is that a bit naughty? Or should I be doing it? Right? It's all of those stories we tell ourselves around like what we allow ourselves and what we don't, and how we restrict ourselves and set limitations, and kind of walking that line and learning that dance, right? Interesting. So a lot of those like physical pleasures and aspects of that are coming through for you. And then we have the Page of Cups here, which is really, really beautiful, because the Page of Cups, again, more water energy here for you, is child energy. So we're going back to this dolphin, this Six of Cups, Ace of Cups aspect. The Page of Cups is so, so beautiful, because Page of Cups is that young, innocent energy that loves like they've never known hurt before. The Page of Cups is that unadulterated heart energy. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And it's holding hands with this Ace of Cups energy here, right? The Ace of Cups creates the Page of Cups, right? Because Ace of Cups is also fertility, right? So the Page of Cups is born of it. So it's really beautiful that that's coming through for you in this way. You know, I keep hearing get in the water and stay in the water. There's something about that. Get in the water and stay in the water. You know, water energy is of course about intuition and emotion. There's also an aspect of this that feels like it's a very healthy and safe incubation chamber. If you think about it, right? When babies are in the womb, they're literally in a water sac. Like they're literally encased in water and they're born from it, right? So there's something about that aspect of it coming through for you. It says the more that you can stay connected to what nurtures you, the more that you can stay connected to how you feel and what serves your heart center, the better during this time. But it really feels like there's this emphasis on really don't deny yourself things that you feel from just a feeling sensory place. That devil is all about sensory, right? Is needed at this time, even if it goes against your plans. Even if it's going to hurt someone else's feelings, even if it's going to, you know, make your schedule a little bit more difficult at some other point. There's something about allowing yourself to be aware of what you need in a given moment and then meeting that need without restriction or judgment of yourself. That feels incredibly important for you. And then we have Six of Swords, which is always a good time. You know, Six of Swords, it's a beautiful air energy here. This is about inner peace, but it's also about transition. It's moving, right? Over a body of water, and it's moving from one cycle to another. It's a transition point, right? It's going, wow, nothing is impeded. There's no blockage in the progress. Everything is moving forward in a beautifully calm, steady, linear way. I feel like it's so much water here. Do you see all the water? You know, there's something about this, Taurus, that feels like things are so rarely linear. The paths are so zigzag and they go to the left before they go back around to the right and then they go right. Think about the Wizard of Oz. I'm getting the Wizard of Oz with this. It would have been a very different story with very few lessons learned if Dorothy had just showed up at the top of the yellow brick road and never met the Scarecrow or never met the Tin Man or never met the Lion or never went to the Emerald City, right? If she had just like walked straight down to that yellow road and at the end it was like, boop, okay, click your heels, girl, like you going home. Like it would have been a very different story. So there's something about the twists and turns and allowing yourself to not overly dictate the timing or the way in which the road wants to form for you. That is the path to least resistance and enjoyment is what this feels like for you. Let's go ahead and get some advice. And I feel like there's some of you that feel a bit, you may have points during this time where you feel a bit exasperated. There's something about, you know, moving into the dark time of year. And I speak of the Northern Hemisphere, of course. Like if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you can kind of take this and put it through a lens that suits the, you know, going into the light time of year, right? Because there is both dark and light, right? But I'm getting a certain resistance or a certain feeling of like, oh, like I wanted to accomplish this by this point, or I thought I'd be ahead by now, or I thought this was going to be easier at this point, or I thought I would have figured this out by now. And I'm really hearing to truly go with it and trust these moments that are going to pull you over to the 7-Eleven on the side of the road for the big gulp, because there is a bigger point and purpose to that. You're going to miss a lot of traffic if you allow yourself to do that and get where you're going in a more seamless way with that big gulp in hand, okay? Let's get some advice. He doesn't like a big gulp. I'm like, hello. So Six of Wands is your advice, which is so on the nose perfect. So Six of Wands, right? Fire. This is about victory, accomplishment, reward, achievement. But why I'm really obsessed that this is coming up as your advice is it's sort of depicted as Seven of Wands, even though it's Six of Wands, which is about, you know, the persistent effort, trust of the journey, knowing that any obstacles that come your way are going to be surmountable by your own will, effort, patience, trust, and flow, right? There's something to that. You know, the salamanders are coming in as a gift for you as well, because salamanders, you know, as lizards, they're cold-blooded creatures that seek the heat, which means that they know how to conserve their energy, honey. If you ever watch them, right? I have a bearded dragon at home. If you ever watch it, they're so still for such long periods of time that you're like, are you alive in there? What's happening? And then the minute the food comes out, it's like, zoop, and it's like they conserve and conserve and conserve until it's time to move, and then it's all fire. And I feel like there's something in that for you, because you have the Six of Wands and the Six of Swords here, which is about movement with that turtle energy. Also, turtle energy is about trusting that the pace that you're going to get to where you're going in divine timing and at a pace that is best for you. The only way that you can knock yourself out of alignment is to rush. That is the truth, right? It's patience is such a big thing. But I feel like we can filter that through an extra lens of not just patience, but enjoying the process and the time and the journey of it. I know it's a bit cliche, but it's cliche for a reason. You know what I mean? Okay. If it helps, you can look back at other times in your life where things were derailed or didn't go the way that you thought, and how grateful you are for those where what is that song? I can't think of the song, but it's like, thank God for unanswered prayers or something. And I would say thank Goddess for unanswered prayers, to thank Lilith. But it's that aspect of it where you have that sense of perspective. You're like, whoo, I'm glad. So take a couple sips of that tea. During those times where things seem to be, you know, going to the side or a little bit different or delayed, or, you know, of a different timetable or taking a different shape than you would have planned or thought. And just really be mindful that things are working with and for you in ways that you can't always see. And then it's really just up to you to make the most of the time you have and enjoy, right? Which is not so bad. I mean, your oracle, hello, is prison waif, self-sabotage, poverty consciousness. We were literally just talking about this. This is feeling trapped when you're not. This is choosing to be in the darkness in a, you know, self-contained prison when there's a way out just behind you. This is about getting your mind right and having your perspective be what, like Maben season, balanced, right? I feel like you're being asked to embrace the justice key energy of this time and just say, okay, balance, and keep that balanced perspective. Keep the mind right. This is only going to come out of you wishing things were different and not being in a place of acceptance. I'm telling you, acceptance is the way, right? I also feel like Lilith is coming in to say, you know, those darker aspects of yourself with the self-sabotage and the poverty consciousness, it really is in your mind, but I'm hearing from that Lilith energy to go, you know, what are the shadow aspects of you that are fed or served by a self-sabotage or poverty consciousness way of thinking or being or doing? What do you get out of that? This little girl with this like blonde curly hair, there's something about childhood and looking back to that. I feel like it's a control issue for some of y'all. It's a control issue, right? The only constant is change. So when things are don't go the way that we want, or things seem out of our control, it feels unsafe. So we seek to control things to have a semblance of safety. And I feel like this is connecting into that devil energy of like that feeling trapped or fear, or feel that you're not always gonna have what you need, or that you're not always gonna have that soft landing. And I'm really hearing that it's like light and dark, Ace of Cups dolphin or the prison wave, right? Also with this advice of the Six of Wands here as well, this is also saying expect good things. Expect good things. See yourself getting what you desire, but maybe not specifics. Maybe just see yourself being happy, because happy covers a lot of ground. If you say, I want to be happy, then let the universe take care of the details, right? Then you'll never be disappointed. And that's really brilliant, right? That's really, really brilliant. All right, my beautiful Taurians. I'm wishing you a very happy Maben. Just another reminder, if you are curious and would like to see what your strongest clairs are and learn how to work with your natural intuitive abilities, go ahead. That link is in the description box below. Get you your free quiz and then let me know your results. I love hearing your results. It's always really, really exciting to learn how different people with their strengths are. And another reminder as well, I have personal readings now available. I've opened up more readings. I'm not able to do them so often, so I'm really excited to be able to do them now. So that link is also in the description box below. I so hope that this helps and resonates. If so, please let me know in the comments below because I love reading your comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. I would so appreciate that. And most of all, and as always, just thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And most of all, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.